Today we have with us MS Krsna, a musician, singer, songwriter, and a multi-instrumentalist from Chennai. Thank you so much for joining us, Krishna.
My pleasure.
Pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
Exciting to have you here.
Similarly.
Let's get started with a bit about yourself
Sure.
and what you do.
So I've been born, raised in Chennai, and I come from a musical family. And
Where did you live in Chennai?
I actually grew up in Besanagar.
Oh, so you've always been in South Chennai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always. And I think I've had the luck of always living by the beach, which I think is such a luxury, honestly. Yeah. Every time I've had friends visiting, like from other like places and all, it used to be crazy to them that we could go to the beach. Yeah. So yeah, born, raised in Chennai. I come from a musical family. I was never good at school, and my parents knew that I was gonna do something creative with my life. As soon
Was that a problem?
From a young age?
Not at all, honestly, because my dad was a musician who sort of went into a corporate job later to make things work for the family and stuff. So he was very happy that, you know, we were in a situation where I could pursue music. So, and touch wood, it's going well so far. So, yeah.
So you were saying you come from a family background. So would you say that that's why the music came in?
Oh, 100% in the sense that when you grow up in an environment, like, as I know Sidhu personally, so like, since you grew up in business and stuff, you have that urge and that sort of gene, you know, like that.
Yeah, the family matters.
Yeah. And honestly, like, the exposure that you get, because I was in a musical family, I used to go with my dad for his concerts. We had so many musicians in the family that just differently we used to.
Mom also was a musician?
Mom was very good at music, but she's a writer actually.
Songwriter, is it?
No. So she's an author and a poet and like
So the creativity runs in the family.
yeah.
That's brilliant.
Was there someone who was an inspiration in your family? Someone
Definitely. I wouldn't say like specific people, but overall itself, it was a great like environment to be a creative person because at 12, 13, my aunt realized that I could play the guitar well. So she took me on a concert tour and I actually played so many shows in so many different states.
So 12, 13 was when you started playing guitar? Or
Yeah, I started playing guitar at I think 10 years old.
Okay.
And I got pretty good at 13, 14, I guess.
That was the first instrument?
Yeah, that was the first instrument. No, actually, I started learning mridangam at 6 or 7.
Oh.
So I learned that for I think 6 years. And then I had a whole like culture shift where I started listening to Bon Jovi and stuff. And
happened to everyone.
Yeah, and I just wanted to play guitar and just learn Western music for some time. So I started getting into that, and then that stuff blew my mind. I was so inspired by like Oasis and like Bon Jovi and like a lot of stuff. And then we had some like independent musicians and musicians who weren't classical or folk musicians who were doing like the whole guitar music sort of situation. So yeah, so my aunt took me on a concert tour. Now when I think about it, it's crazy that she had that faith in me that I wouldn't go on stage and like mess around.
At 13 years?
Yeah, at 13, 14. So I played in like theater performances. I played concerts in like some really very nice venues all over India back then.
But what does it feel like when you're 13 years old? How do you remember how it was your first?
Honestly, I didn't even think much about it because it got me to get holidays from school. So I didn't have to go to school, so I was too happy. I was like,
I used to do that for cricket, bro. I used to just
I remember.
the days that I used to have match, I used to be damn happy.
yeah, same bro. Actually, my first dream was to be a cricket player. So then that didn't work out. So
Why didn't that work out?
I wasn't as good as you needed to be in India.
Music was something you were always thinking.
Music was something that, let's say, came more naturally to me.
So when did you know that, music is for me? Like at what age were you like, I'm going to become a musician?
12 years old.
Oh, really?
First time I picked up a guitar and I got pretty good at it. I was like,
You learned yourself or somebody taught?
so I went to a couple of teachers for like a couple of weeks each, and it didn't work out for me at all to be in that system.
This was at the start.
This was at the very beginning. And then I started learning on YouTube.
On
And
your
then, and I had a few teachers here and there who would come teach me for a few months, like some basics. But apart from that, I'm completely self-taught.
And when would you say you had the confidence to make your own song? Or
I started making songs as soon as I started playing guitar.
You remember your first song you made?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't want to say.
We know where you went from where to where, say.
The first song I ever wrote was about a girl I had a crush on in 7th grade. And I had a dream that she came in my dream wearing green pajamas. So the name of the song is The Girl in the Green Pajamas.
Damn, that's great. Because she make me hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, sure. There's actually interestingly, a YouTube clip where me and another classmate of mine, we played that at when we were in 11th grade.
Okay.
And a lot of our friends and everybody turned up to that show in Besanagar. So I played that song. That was one of my first public concerts playing my own music.
And how is the relationship with that girl now?
I have no idea where she is, what she's doing. Yeah, she has no idea that song is for her. She doesn't
So let's get into a little more about when you started producing music, right?
Yeah.
Composer. Let's say,
Okay. Yeah.
how did you release your first song?
So I actually, till recently, I released all my own music on my own label.
Okay.
And on my
What do you mean by own label? Sorry, for a layman.
So basically, you have publishers,
Okay.
and the IP of the song, the intellectual property, is the main idea of the song.
Yeah.
That, if you hold, is the main valuation that
That's
you.
the label.
No, that's not the label.
Okay.
So usually a label buys this right off you,
Okay.
and they own it. Like,
What are the benefits of that?
so having more IPs increases the valuation of your overall company. It's an asset.
Okay.
So holding your own IPs means that tomorrow, say my song blows up. So any revenue that comes from any royalties, anything comes directly to me. Otherwise, if there's a label involved, a label also has some things that I can't personally do, which is they have resources and they have reach and they have like so many ways of promoting a song that as indie artists, like you might not have starting off immediately. So labels have their place and they are a good like system for a lot of reasons. But my only thing is, before you work with a label, releasing your own music and knowing the entire workflow of how that happens is super important.
You're right now running your own label. I mean,
I have my own label in the sense that I release my own music on my own name. So MS Krsna, the entity, has about 5-6 songs in his name. So tomorrow, for example, I'll give you an example like J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, you can fact check me on the comment section. J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings, somewhere I think they legally did not make sure that his descendants were the ones who got the IP or the main valuation of Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Okay. So his next of kin are not getting the royalties, are not getting all the money.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is something I read somewhere. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But whereas people like J.K. Rowling, I think, still own parts of their ownership. People like Mr. Ilayaraja has been a person who's voiced his opinion out on this. Like he has his own Echo is a record label that he started in the 80s. So owning your music is a whole different conversation. But to come back to what you asked, there are a lot of distributors or like aggregators rather, like TuneCore, DistroKid.
They're Chennai based, is it?
No, they're not Chennai based. These are international companies.
Okay.
Like any Chennai based or anybody from anywhere can log in online, create an account, publish your music through them, and you can see exactly how many streams you have, how much money it's collected.
But does that mean they own the IP then?
No, this is yours. They're an aggregator. So I own the IP. They're just a ways to Like they're the middleman to reach the music onto Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all of that stuff. So labels also use similar channels, but for you as an independent artist to know what's happening in the background of all this is super important. And releasing your own music also means that you have to take on the full responsibility of promoting it, getting into people's ears, making content around your music.
The whole business side.
The whole business side of it. And knowing that sort of equips you very well for the journey ahead that you have as a musician, a composer, an independent artist, working in film, working in advertising.
Yeah.
Like I'm still learning so much about it. So having a know-how of all this is super important.
How many years have you been now in music? From 13, right? From 6, I would say.
Yeah.
Does it affect you in your gig during your...
I think having a handle or a manageable amount of stage fright is good actually.
For what?
It pumps you up in the sense that it gives you an energy that if you channel correctly musically, you can actually sort of pass that energy onto the crowd, and then you can play a great show. Like for example, sometimes I'll be warming up and there'll be a few high notes in some songs that during warm up, because I'm so nervous that my voice might crack a little bit. It might break. I might have that fear. I might psych myself out. But that stage fright gives you an adrenaline that
pushes you.
I'll go push on the stage and my voice will sound clean.
Is there anything specific you do before going on stage?
Yeah, I have like not superstitions, but I have some routines.
Okay.
Hey, run us through it.
Yeah, I have this YouTube 15-minute vocal warm-up thing.
Okay.
And it has some really funny phrases that you warm up with. Like, if you come find me backstage before the show, you'll find me in a bathroom or like somewhere where it's like nice reverb. I'll be doing, Mommy made me match my M&Ms, Mommy made me match my M&Ms, I'll be doing that.
But it's necessary, right? Before.
Yeah. And then I had a funny thing where on Watchmen, Anna was walking. And then I was just looking and then I didn't see him. And then I was just doing...
There's some substance.
Yeah, and then he saw me, he was like, damn, these musicians have had long hair also. So,
but I miss your long hair. Your long hair just went really well with
yeah, I know.
Now you're looking like a decent guy. You're looking like I see that. rock star.
Like musician thing, music and long hair. Is that like a
I think it's more like, for example, I'll tell you, like, sometimes you'll play a festival.
Yeah.
And in a festival, there's so many artists that sometimes people can't clock exactly who's playing where, everything. Okay. But there's a good chance that I've had this happen where people go back home and be like, there's one long haired guy playing a guitar who sang one Tamil song. I think that song was nice. Like, do you know who that is? And then in that description, you might fit. So their friend or their friend's friend might be like, I think that's like Krishna. You talk
it's like for recall?
It's for recall. It's branding, basically. Honestly, I didn't do it with that much planning. I grew out the hair, and it was fun, so I just kept it.
Yeah.
And then Chennai heat got to me, so I gotta cut it off.
Tell me a little bit about your first big song that that you thought that okay, wow, people are giving me good.
So there's two songs that I equate to that, in the sense that first song. So I basically during lockdown entered a competition that was run by OK Listen, Compass Box, and a few brands. Yeah. So that competition was just that songwriters from all over India can send
Anyone can apply.
anybody can apply from all over India. I think they got some 400, 500 entries.
You were 10 out of the 4.
Yeah, I was 10 out of the 400 and I was already like, wow, crazy.
Wow.
And then I didn't make it to number one or anything.
But does it have to be only in English or can it be in
No, any regional language, English, anything was fine.
all over India?
Yeah. So I played my own Tamil song there. And then the folks who ran the competition called me later saying they really loved the song and they want to produce it for me fully.
And they did eventually.
Yeah. So I went to this studio called Compass Box, who later became like frequent collaborators of mine. And then I played that song with them in a live session collaboratively in one day, in one live take. So we practiced.
take?
Yeah. We practiced it for 2 hours and we did 6 takes and we chose the 5th take. It's like
But
that.
in one shot.
Yeah, but in one shot, the entire song, and it's a fairly complex arrangement also. So we played that, and then frankly, I didn't expect anything out of it in the sense that I was like, this is fun, I did it, I'll go back home, whatever. And then the song came out, and that was the first time that anything that I personally wrote, composed, produced, sort of came out to people. And that was, at that point, I was maybe 18, 19, so it was a mind-blowing experience because all these cool, industry, veteran
to the next level.
Yeah, veterans and all who I look up to, saw that song, shared it on their stories and called me and reached out to me and all that. So,
what feeling that might.
yeah, that song put me on the map in a lot of ways in the Chennai music circuit or in the South Indian music circuit. So, for me, that'll always be super special. No matter, that song's called Marandade.
Okay.
Yeah, which you've heard so many times.
I've heard you play it so many.
Yeah.
But this took you how long to make this song? To write and to the music and everything.
Frankly, the process of when I composed it, much before that, probably an hour.
1 hour is no.
Yeah.
So what would you say out of all the songs you made till now is your favorite song?
That's a damn. Ye De Do. Which is close right now. This
Tell
problem.
me something about Ye De Do. How did the song come up? What is the inspiration behind it?
So, Ye De Do is a song that's the quickest one that I've written, produced, and released immediately.
How quick?
I actually only started writing that song 2 months back, and it's out a week back. So, that's actually quick for me, especially because I let songs sit on my hard disk way longer than I should. So, that song came out of something where I just come out of a relationship, and historically, those are very inspiring times to be a musician because you have an art form or a craft to sort of
Would you say you have a way to channel your thoughts?
Absolutely. Frankly, that's exactly what music's been since school because we all go through so much in school, especially if you're not good at studies and all that stuff. So coming back home and playing the guitar was my escape from the world. And till today, there's any problem I have, if I sit down with the guitar for 15 minutes, it's like meditation. So similarly, when you're in distress and stuff like that, you have a lot to say, you have a lot to feel.
Yeah.
And music is like a blessing that way to sort of give you that expression. So that song was born purely out of all those residual feelings that I carried on and some Easter eggs that I leave in there where you sometimes you have little audios from the time that you spent with a certain person, and as a music producer you can just throw them around the song and you will be the only person, and now I guess on this podcast will be the only people who know that.
Crazy how you can think.
Yeah, so you can just pepper those details here and there, and then for me it's like a diary entry. It's like very personal. So 10 years from now, if I listen to this song, I'll remember where these parts came from. And yeah. So that way music's always been special to me.
Being an independent artist, I'm sure you have the freedom to really express yourself. But how is it different, let's say, in film music or commercial music, where you have to probably go with another producer or composer's directions? Does that?
Have you done that? You have, right? Recently?
Yeah. I composed for a show for Amazon last year, which is a remake of Panchayat.
Yeah.
And I have a film probably coming out this year.
So they tell you, is it, what to do?
Okay, so I'll give you a layman's example about how this is. Imagine they ask you to write a 300-word essay in your exam.
Okay.
You can write about whatever you want. You can make it your own. You can do your thing. Versus, they give you 3 options saying, write about your day yesterday, write an essay about APJ Abdul Kalam. Yeah, write about the last sport you played. So you are sort of boxed into a certain situation by that brief.
Like a criteria.
Yeah, but if you ask me, actually sometimes you become more creative when you're actually put into a situation where this is all you have. This is the sandbox you have within which you have to build a castle.
But doesn't it make it easier if you narrow down things to write about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
1,000 different things.
Yeah.
Putting it in here.
Yeah.
So
it's the only thing where this might get tricky is whether you relate to that thing that they want from you. And at those times, that's when being a professional really helps, where you have skill sets and you have craft to back you up when maybe your relatability factor to the subject matter is not super high.
So you still have a lot of freedom to go.
It depends on each collaborator, but so far I've been blessed with people who've allowed me to sort of be creative. And one thing that I noticed being an independent musician who sort of transitioning into film music is that the people who come work with me because of the style that I've already established.
What they've already seen.
Yeah. So they won't come to me expecting something drastically different.
They want that same.
So they don't want that same thing, but they like the way I view things. They like my aesthetic. They like my sensibilities.
So,
they might ask for a different perspective, but they might not ask for a completely different output from something they should expect from a different composer. They don't come to me for. And I sort of make that sort of clear in the initial meetings where I express to them that I have a certain way of doing things. Do you like it? Is this something that you want for your project?
How did you make the switch from individual to film-led?
So what happened was I started releasing my music and I started getting calls and emails from filmmakers and directors.
They approached you?
Yeah, they approached me to sort of work on their projects. And it's frankly, this industry is a trickle-down effect. You'll do one project somewhere and somebody involved in that project will recommend you to somebody completely different. You'll meet that person, do that, and that'll lead to something. It's a crazy chain of events that is singular. You know what I mean? Everybody's experience of this is going to be different.
Can you talk numbers about Spotify and YouTube? How do you pay?
I don't know exactly the numbers involved in everything, but I can tell you my experience.
Okay.
There isn't enough money in streaming until you reach a certain point.
Streaming on Spotify, you're saying?
Streaming involves all platforms. So until you reach a certain level of streams or you have a really viral hit, streaming
streams?
Is there a...
I don't really know. Maybe let's say 10 million streams past that, something like that. Okay. That is, I'm saying if you want your monthly
revenue.
Yeah, if you want like a bread and butter from streaming, you need to work hard for that. You need to have that viral hit. Or you would have volume, you would have 40 songs, 50 songs, 60 songs that each trickle down and give you a good chunk of money to sort of use from streaming.
Otherwise, I would say is a good way to make money off.
You need to do, in my opinion, you need to do every different kind of job that your skill sets can have. Like I do advertising, I do film work, I do playback singing, I do independent music, I do live shows, I do a lot of corporate work.
Do the live shows make you more money than the other shows combined? Not combined.
Live shows are a good way to make money for sure because it's also how to say it's a very it's a sort of a concise commitment. You know that on the 28th you're gonna go, you're gonna play for 3 hours, you're gonna come out and you're gonna be paid. Hopefully, but with an advertising,
is it a dirty industry? Why do you say hopefully?
No, I mean being paid late is common everywhere. So I wouldn't say it's a dirty industry for sure, but it's like. It has its pros and cons, but live music is definitely where financially you can definitely push yourself for sure. But I believe that you need to have a well-rounded sort of career path. It's like they say, diversify your portfolio and invest, right? It's like so. Or if you stick to one and you really want to go deep into that, that's also great. But to sustain things until one of them really kicks off, I believe that musicians should sort of sort of have a foot across things to sort of have that revenue coming in.
Do labels pay you? Like if you sign up with a label,
So label deals work differently each time. Sometimes you sign the IP over to the label, and royalties and stuff go to them.
Right.
And in some cases, you might hold a portion of that, or they might pay you for buying the IP. So labels work.
That's how you.
Yeah.
So Ye De Do, you had a very talented co-singer with you.
You sort of put out your brand, you put out your aesthetic, you put out your sort of thing. It's easier for people to spot you that way. And having Instagram is like having a digital portfolio where you're able to sort of express your voice. And if that voice belongs in a larger stage, there will be something that happens for you to get there.
But you wrote the song, is it?
So I composed the song. I
Just share it with them and then you co-collaborate with
Yeah, we collaborated and she came over and there were a couple of lines where I couldn't crack the lyric and she helped out. So it was very fun and we became like good friends through the process. So
How long did it take you to shoot the music video?
we didn't shoot a music video.
All these
So that stuff was one evening. We just shot some videos for Instagram and for.
No, you didn't make a music
We
video.
didn't make a music video.
Would you say it's important to make a music video for a...
Music videos are a great way to reach a larger audience for sure. And in India, I really think because of the very like deeply rooted film culture we have, we watch music first and then listen to it. Is what like a lot of people say. See how something becomes viral, how something catches on very quick. In my opinion, is that there's like a confluence of elements that happen. Maybe the subject that they're speaking about is relevant at that point. Maybe they're very much in the right place at the right time. Maybe something about the character of their voice is nice. So there's multitudes of factors that could contribute to it. But if it's working, I'd rather say there's something to learn from that than nitpick whether it's actually a good product or not. And I believe that sometimes it's like fast food versus very, very healthy food. Fast food has its place in our lives. We all love it. So same like that, if something is catching traction immediately, maybe it's like fast food that maybe now 2, 3 years, 5 years later, you might not remember that song.
Yeah.
But for that point, maybe you enjoy that song. There's so many songs that we all scroll in reels that at that point we love it. So if that's the shelf life of that and the makers of that's what they want from it, I think that's completely fine to do. Good music or music that is created with a lot of honesty and craft and passion and effort. If not at the time of its release, 6 months from then, a year from then, 5 years from then, 10 years from then, it could still find an audience. It could still find its way to a lot of years. And I think that scope of not having a shelf life is the most beautiful thing about music.
Okay.
And even film for that matter. So many of the films that
just come back.
so many of the films that we celebrate today were really like duds at the time that they came out.
Yeah.
So we hear so many filmmakers saying they weren't understood at their time, but now it has cult classic following and stuff like that. So this is the only like sort of variation that I see between the music that we sort of consume in a way that it's going to be long lasting and it's going to be something that we'll always listen to, versus music that's more involved in our daily lives where we see it and we go through it and we skip it and we don't really pay full attention to it.
Yeah.
But things like this all have a place in our culture, and our culture is so round and vast that we can't nitpick saying this doesn't belong here, this doesn't belong here, is my opinion.
What do you think about the scene of the music scene in Chennai, the indie music scene in Chennai?
I think now it's blown up like crazy.
How, as in when now?
Now, as in the last year, in the last 2 years, like way more independent music's out there on everybody's.
How to say how it was 20 years back and now?
I mean, I wasn't there 20 years back. So.
Okay, I mean, come on. When your mom and dad were playing music.
See, independent music itself was not really a popular thing until recently. Back in the 90s, in the Hindi circuit, they had a lot of like independent artists, like Lucky Ali and all was an independent artist way back. But in Tamil, I think now it's really picked up. And before this, like I've had situations where if you told somebody you're an independent artist, you make independent music, they wouldn't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, they'd think like, they'd have many questions about what this is, first of all.
Well,
But now if you tell them Tani Padal, Tani Isai, like it has its place. And sort of that whole culture is sort of like, it's sort of picked up for sure. And people are paying attention to independent music now. Yeah.
What's your plan for the future? For the next few? When's the next release coming out?
My next release actually just came out.
No,
And
after
Ye De Do, I plan to release a song every 6 weeks. That's
every 6 weeks. Is that enough time to make a song?
I actually have more than 10
10%.
No, I have 10, 15 songs ready already.
Okay.
So it's more my problem of releasing it and keeping up the consistency about that rather than it is to make music. Making music is the fun part. Putting it out there, promoting it, getting it to people's
For all
ears.
this, or you do it on your own?
You can't survive without a team. I definitely,
How many people work with you?
on and off, nobody's a permanent hire. Everybody comes in and goes out as per project. But in my ecosystem, there's at least about 10, 15 people who work with me.
You say necessary, right?
What kind of roles are
100%.
these?
So I have mix engineers, musicians, editors. Mixing and mastering is a sort of.
So you don't do the mixing.
So for my latest song, I've done the mixing.
Okay.
Sometimes we work on larger projects where it's background scores that have like 2 hours of music. I can't be making it and mixing it.
Then what are the
you need to delegate. So I have mixing engineers, musicians, vocalists, editors.
You have vocalist with you for any like a permanent type of work?
I mean, not permanent type of work.
I mean,
Yeah, but there's like 4 or 5 people who know my style of music, whose voices I know so well that I can sort of mold them into any project that I'm doing. So it's like your speed dial for professional reasons, who you call immediately. So I have vocalists and editors. Editors are super important.
Yeah.
Editors, VFX artists.
this is our editor, bro.
Beyond's our editor.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out Adya.
Editors, VFX artists, color grade, colorists, directors, cinematographers, designers, anybody you can think of inside the creative box. I have
Everything under your umbrella.
yeah, I have a 15, 20 people like who I regularly work with who've been collaborators for a while.
How many songs have you released so far?
Independently, I think I'm at like 6 or 7 now, which is actually criminal because I've been releasing for I think 4 years.
Before?
So I was super like self-critical about the quality of the product that I put out. Like it has to be a certain level. Like until I'm extremely, until I'm super satisfied that there's nothing I can do to make this better, which is actually a trap, which is some kind of perfectionist
You
trap.
always feel like you can do better.
Yeah,
right?
you can always feel you can do better. So now after working on a lot of other stuff outside the film situation, now it's gotten like better.
Faster and quicker.
Yeah.
So
You got it for the songs.
out of these 6 songs, which one would you say blew up or was the biggest of the ones you?
I think my song Oda De Uliya De like did some.
We made a music video also, no?
Yeah. I made a music video.
In that video.
Yeah, all my friends were in it. So that song sort of again put me on the map in a way that actually like till today, like I'm getting work out of like I signed my first film because the director loved Oda De Uliya.
Yeah, I saw. Was out of these 6 songs, which would you say was the hardest to make or the longest it took you to make? Was it Oda De Uliya?
Longest.
The hardest, leave longest. I mean, it was the longest to finish and to, publish.
None of them were hard, honestly. They were all really fun.
Okay, so let's say somebody who's a musician gets into a roadblock. What advice would you give them?
What is the roadblock?
Like just not able to finish their song, not able to decide whether to go left or right.
Take a break, come back to it. Look at the intention of why you started this. What were you trying to say? Why did you start making this song? Who was it for you were making it? It should be for yourself, but if that all, it's a certain audience that you want to go to. Like if it's a pop song, you want to make a pop song. Go back to the original thought and feeling that you were trying to communicate. Connect back to that, center yourself within that, and then take gut-based, instinct-based decisions. Don't bring your mind into too many things while making music is my...
Just think about the song.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of a rapid fire questionnaire for you just to, quick questions, quick answers. You have 2 to 3 seconds to answer per answer.
My bad. Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
Anju,
Let's get rolling.
let's see what you think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Chennai or Bangalore, which is your preferred location for a live gig?
Oh, live gig.
Obvious.
I'll say Chennai, bro.
Chennai.
Yeah, I sing in Tamil.
Language?
It's because of the language and it's because of a little bit I'm territorial. I love Chennai. Yeah.
Connect.
Okay, so the original question.
But Bangalore is a lovely place to play live shows. Now,
Okay.
am I okay?
Yours is on you.
You want to ask that again?
No, continue from there. Bangalore's the right place to be.
Yeah.
You said.
Oh, Bangalore is a very nice place to play live gigs, and they've had a very nice culture of having live shows.
They have a lot of new musicians coming up over there.
Yeah. Super place, but I'm gonna say Chennai today.
Lovely.
Okay, our next question actually was A.R. Rahman or Anirudh.
A.R. Rahman.
But yeah. No.
Oh, you can't ask me that, bro. I love Anirudh. Yeah. Like I grew up with Anirudh more than A.R. Rahman because his peak time of him coming out was when I was in school. So in the bus we'd blast VIP. Music is different. I love Anirudh to death. but my goat is A.R. Rahman, so I will.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, vinyls.
Vinyls.
Okay.
I collect vinyl. I was just telling Sidhu, I gift him some vinyls to put in the bag.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Oh, but vinyl, you need to put it on that thing to hear, right?
Yeah. So my dad, he had a job at around my age, which was to digitize vinyl records for the All India Radio.
Wow.
So we had 3-4 vinyl players at our house, and then
Still work.
that's true. I used to use my dad's vinyl player.
I'm coming one day to hear it.
Yeah.
I've never heard a track of
Yeah.
Never.
Recently, today, I just got a vinyl that I actually played on, so I can't wait to go listen to that.
Wow. You cannot listen to it yet.
No.
I have vinyl, but I've never opened any of the.
You need
For some store. I have a player also.
It's an amazing culture. It's the most fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is different from a vinyl and a like vinyl?
See, first of all, okay, sonically, there's a difference where if you play in an Apple Music lossless and vinyl, maybe you won't be able to tell fully. But the culture of listening to music focusedly itself is
Taking out
fantastic.
that vinyl.
Taking it out, putting it in, sitting and just focusing on music like watching a movie. And me and my sister, we have this tradition where we'll buy a vinyl every time like there's some special occasion. I bought Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. And we sat and listened to it, and it was like watching a movie because each song, between songs, there's transitions. We didn't even know that that was possible.
Crazy.
So it's an amazing culture and vinyl for sure.
Got it, vinyl.
Cool. Next question. Dosa or idli?
Dosa.
Everyone in the previous get everybody's saying those are nowadays.
Yeah. Okay. Filter coffee or filter coffee? Filter coffee. Favorite hangout spot in Chennai?
The beach.
The beach.
Very much.
I have a secret Bessie beach that not a lot of people know
But
about.
you shouldn't expose.
I won't expose.
You guys say someday.
Yeah, we won't. We won't. It's not Elliot's. I mean, a lot of people know, but still, I want to keep that little less crowded. Yeah, beach.
Reach.
Okay. Your favorite instrument? Guitar. Let me.
Okay, other than guitar.
Other than guitar.
Other than
Yeah. I actually really love the sarod.
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 Yeah.
That is like a.
That's an Indian instrument. It's a stringed instrument.
It's a string.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You play it, huh? You know how to play probably.
I've never tried, but I want to. Yeah, it's a beautiful sound.
Okay. Your go-to spot for inspiration in the city.
My terrace.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Same kind of though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Your preferred time for writing? Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Sunset.
Past sunset, bro.
Night.
Midnight. Yeah.
Okay. Which song took you the longest to compose? I think we discussed this, but
Song took me the longest to compose. Oh. I have no idea. None of them took very long.
Okay.
Does that sound braggy? I don't know.
Which is a song that you felt could have been after the release?
Yeah.
You felt could have been done better.
Every song.
Okay.
Every song. Yeah, if I say, I'll be nitpicking. I'm like, oh shit, that kick could have been EQ'd. You better it'll be like that only.
Yeah.
okay. Last question. You can't say every song. Which song is the closest to your heart? Out of your
Right now, ye de do.
Yeah.
Can you play a little bit of Ye De Do for us? Just a little.
Yeah.
Little bit. Wow, bro, that was. And then everything boost for this time. Theory in life, because the first time you played it to me was when we were there.
Yeah.
That time you would not even released it.
No.
I'm feeling the same. Amazing, bro. I loved it. Beautiful. Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Amazing.
How is it going now?
It's going well. Yeah.
For the song?
Yeah. And having a co-collaborator to sort of deal with everything has been superb.
Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you so much, bro, for coming.
you.
Really
My
have
pleasure.
really good time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really,
Thank you.
so much.